Hey folks, Larry and Sansi with you. We're back home now. We just made a trip over to Natchez, Mississippi. Stayed at the state park that's just outside of town there, probably 10 miles.
Yeah, about 10-15
north
miles.
of town. So if you're planning a trip to Natchez, just know if you stay at the state park, you will be just north of town a little ways, but the drive's not bad. And, you know, we enjoyed it. And the state park is far enough out. You know, it's really, you know, nature. You know, we saw
all kinds of critters.
We saw critters going in. What did we see? Deer,
raccoon, little baby raccoons.
Yeah,
They were cute.
mama raccoon with her babies. Armadillo.
Yeah, we saw the armadillo.
Turkeys. We saw some turkeys. You know, that was just on the drive in and out of there each day. The park itself, let's see, they got two camping areas. They got a Loop A and a Loop B. Loop A is the oldest.
Does it have a sewer? Loop A?
You know, I think Loop A has about a half a dozen sites that have full hookups, if I remember right. You have to, maybe I'm not as prepared for this video as I should be, but I do remember about 6 sites had full hookups, and I do believe they were on Loop A. I didn't get over there and get pictures of that. I got some pictures of the B Loop. That's where we were in. And I know the B Loop had 2 drive-through spots, and we used one of them. I think it was Site 46. Site 46. I got some pictures of those. I'll show those as we're talking. But no sewer. We had to use a dump station on the way out.
Which was fine.
Yeah, that was no problem. The sites were clean, concrete, had asphalt roads.
And not crowded. It was not crowded.
It was
You're
not crowded.
On top of each
You'll
other.
see that from the pictures. If you're in a big Class A, and we're in a 40-foot Class A, the drive-in, the road, the video makes it look worse than what it is. The road wasn't bad at all. It's no real traffic out there, so it was easy to get in and out of. So don't let that bother you. Natchez itself, I don't think they have a campground in town. They have the state park, and I believe there's one across the river in Louisiana that you can use. It's pretty close. But as far as Natchez downtown, you know, the town itself, I don't think there's a campground.
I think that's the only 2 around the area.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time in Natchez. It's a beautiful, beautiful little town. It has some unique stuff. I guess first would be the river.
The river's really nice. They built a walkway so you can walk over the river.
Yeah, the downtown area. They built a nice walking area. They have a little bridge on there. What do they call it? The
Bridge of Sighs.
Bridge of Sighs. I think it was one similar to that in London or somewhere. It's where they got the idea. I know people are putting padlocks on it to show their.
But they've had to stop that.
They
had to, yeah. They had to take the locks off.
Yeah, there's still some on there, but I think they took a lot of them off. The engineers that built the little walking bridge, they didn't take into account. Well, they didn't know, for one, that people were going to put locks on there. But once they started putting locks, and there's so many of them, they was not sure about the weight and the structure of the bridge. So I think periodically they go cut them off of there or something. But anyway, it's a beautiful park area there that you can walk and everything. It's got a beautiful gazebo right there overlooking the river. The river's over a mile wide. The Mississippi River's over a mile wide.
This one is not flooding.
Yeah.
No.
Unless it's flooded, then it's even bigger. But anyway, we saw a riverboat. There was a riverboat down there.
It's Americana, something I can't remember.
I got a picture of it.
Yeah, I think it was
Let me show the picture.
Americana.
Now down there where the riverboat was, that's an area called Under the Hill or Silver Street. And it's my understanding that the original town of Natchez back in the 1800s was down there. And that's the only street that's left of the original town. So that was pretty neat to see that.
Nice little restaurants.
Yeah, a couple of restaurants down there. We had some nice meals.
Saloon.
Yeah, it's a saloon. Might be the oldest in the country. I don't know. I can just imagine the gunfights and stuff that probably went on back in the day. I mean, you can tell down there. You can just see the old flat bottom boats coming, you know, floating down from up north with all the trading goods and all that. You just envision that while you're down there. But speaking of the old days, they still have a lot of antebellum homes from the 1700s, I guess. Beautiful homes, quite a few of them. We got around and saw them, but we didn't tour them. At certain times of the year, they had tours, and you can go in and actually see the insides of them, which I'm sure is pretty awesome. But we didn't get to see that. We did get to go inside the church.
Oh yeah, St. Mary's.
Yeah, cathedral. The Catholic.
That's really pretty.
Man, you just can't even explain how pretty it was inside that cathedral. I'm going to show some pictures, but standing there looking at it with your own eyes, it's really something. And then the cemetery. We went over to the city cemetery.
Yeah.
You got to understand, Natchez is probably, if not the, I think it's the oldest city on the Mississippi River. So it dates way, and the cemetery has stuff going way back. Want to tell them something unique about it?
We've got the Turning Angel. Call it the Turning Angel.
It said that at night when people drive through with the headlights, it looks like the angel turns. Yeah.
But they put the angel there to watch over 5 little girls.
Yep.
5 little girls that worked at a drugstore.
Natchez drugstore. It was a big 3 or 4 story brick building downtown back then.
And the store, the store caught on fire.
Yeah, it was an explosion and it caught on fire.
And killed the 5 little girls. And the owner of the store, he bought the grave sites and then put this angel up for them.
The little girls worked there. Yeah, I remember this was back in the 1800s. What was that? No, it wasn't 18. It was early 1908, I think, when that happened.
Yeah. And
you didn't have the labor laws like you have now, so these little girls worked there. The youngest of them, I think, was 12. But anyhow, the owner, of course, the drugstore or factory, whatever it was, it closed down after that. But the owner felt really bad about it, and he bought these plots. And you're right, he had these 5 little girls put side by side. They were workers there, and then he had this angel erected to overlook them. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was nice.
And then
a little sad, but
the other one, the lady that had the little girl, I think she was 10.
Florence,
yeah.
Florence
Irene Ford. Florence Irene Ford. She died when she was 10 years old from yellow fever, but she was really scared of the weather, thunderstorms and that sort of stuff. So her mother, bless her heart, she had a grave built. This is the truth. I'm gonna show pictures. She had a walkway that went down with a big glass plate. So when the weather was bad, she would walk down into this hole with the glass plate so she could look in on the casket and sit down there with bad. Even had
to keep her comfort.
Even had a cover put over it that she could close. I'd be scared to death. I don't think I could do it. But anyway, she would go sit down in there next to the graves where she could view inside. And
so she could comfort the little girl.
So she could comfort the little girl when the weather was bad. Now they have since concreted over or put a metal plate or something. The glass is, you can't look into the tomb itself anymore, but
the steps are still there.
The hole in the steps where she would go down and sit is still there, and you can see that. So that was pretty neat. So anyhow, I guess to make a long video longer, there's a lot of things to do in Natchez. A lot of history there. The state park is really pretty. The homes, touring the homes and seeing the old stuff, it's pretty awesome. So we enjoyed that trip, and we'll probably go back. The park itself, I'd give it a 4. The only reason I give it a 4 is because they don't have full hookups on all the sides.
I would do better than that. I would do at least a 6 or 7.
Well, I thought we was doing 1 through 5.
Oh. I thought we did. Okay, a 4 if we're doing 1 through 5.
Yeah, I thought we was rating 1 to 5.
Oh, that's fine.
Anyway,
a 4.
If they had full hookups, I'd for sure give it a 5. It's far enough out of town where it's secluded. It's nice. You got a beautiful lake to fish in, or just they got walking trails down through the woods. I mean, it's plenty to do there. The town itself, pretty town. A lot of things to see, and and a lot of history there. So I'd recommend it, and we're going to go back. So until the next video, this Larry and Santi saying hit the subscribe button. And we need to get those numbers way up there. So anyway, hit the subscribe button, and we'll share our next trip when we make it. So have a great day, and see ya.
See ya.